Good morning. It is me, Pearl, and this is Tuned In Tarot. And we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies inside of ourselves. Understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see reflected back to us in our external environment, but only because people and situations and scenarios and events are reflecting our own energy. So if we want to shift our environment, if we want to see change in our interactions, we have to figure out what is happening inside of ourselves and pivot inside of ourselves. And divine masculine is going to sorry, I lied. Divine feminine is going first today because she has the most cards showing, which is all of her cards. So she's just like putting all of her cards out today. And they're good ones. They're interesting. So let's take a look. Top of the deck, overall headspace for divine feminine. Forefront of her mind is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And it's in this lovely imagery that we have from the Fountain Tarot deck, which shows these four pentacles in a tent in the middle of winter, in the middle of nowhere, apparently, or we're assuming. And it's cold, and there's four pentacles there. Now, the pentacles, of course, is a solid foundation, feeling a solid foundation, financial foundation. But what good does it do you to have a solid foundation in a tent with no fire in the winter? So the shadow of the Four of Pentacles is that we get attached to the material, and the material really doesn't serve us in terms of our spiritual life, in terms of fulfillment. This isn't going to keep us warm. This isn't really going to keep us safe. It's an illusion that this foundation that we're achieving materially will keep us safe, because it is, of course, not going to last. There's that inevitable clock that's ticking, on the experience. So, divine feminine forefront of her mind is I cannot, I will not, I should not, I'm not going to be, I can't. Please, Lord, help me. Release my attachment to the material. Help me release my attachment to specific outcomes, specific people, specific fulfillment of the essence of what it is that I'm asking you for. So she's really working on this, very much letting go of the attachment she had to this specific iteration. And it's very challenging to do that because she still wants the thing that she's letting go of, understanding that in wanting she can't have. So she's doing all the work right now to let go. But the niggling thing in the back of her mind is victory. The Six of Wands. So she's feeling like, I got it. Like, I got it. Because I was so attached to a specific outcome in the past. Any sign that one of my fears was being reflected back to me was an immediate indication for me to go into emotional reactivity. And instead, when I have experienced this new behavior, this shift in my behavior whereby I am not attached to a specific outcome, I set my expectations to receive the essence of, and then I don't allow disappointment because I'm open to whatever unfolds. This is the practice she's been working on. And the niggling thing in the back of her mind is, I think I got it. Like I think I figured it out. I might be victorious right now. I might have figured out. I don't know. I'm being cautious. But my niggling thing is victory here. It's like, yeah, now you can have it. But I'm being cautious. So the first thing in her mind is this Queen of Swords energy. She's protecting and being cautious, but we're not seeing a heavy shadow energy coming from here where she's being cutting or defensive. It's more that she's being level-headed, clear-minded, utilizing her intellect to analyze facts instead of making assumptions and telling stories really using her intellect to just kind of relay the facts and not be attached to any specific outcome. It's really amazing because her ability to maintain this Queen of Swords energy, which is very powerful, brings her the Ten of Pentacles upright. So she is really thinking about, while releasing the attachment to this material happiness that I am wanting here on the planet, while doing that, I figured out how to have it. And if I can maintain this calm energy, this level-headed energy, and really, just stay in my power, understand that I'm a queen and that I have my own kingdom and that I need to tend to that kingdom and I need to strategize and I need to do the things that I need to do to maintain this power. But I'm happy because I'm not attached to what this looks like anymore. I'm allowing this to look like anything. But I am after that essence, the Ten of Cups that is behind this Ten of Pentacles. That's what I'm after. This Divine Feminine's thinking. The next thing in her mind is the Page of Cups in reverse. So this is her thinking, I don't want to be naive anymore. Like, this isn't her rejecting the light of this card, which is true love and, like youthful excitement, but there's like this awkwardness there and there's this immaturity there. And Divine Feminine is realizing that over the last few weeks, we've seen her progress into this place where she used to blame Divine Masculine for this type of immaturity. And what she realized is that she actually kind of had this herself. And it came from her not having a real solid hold on what makes healthy dynamics. She had like romantic delusions that came from stereotypes from films and movies and shows and from old stories about what love looks like, and then pretty dysfunctional real world modeling behaviors. So she didn't know what she was doing, and she is in a place now where she's ready to grow up. She's ready to have this Ten of Pentacles, to be a Queen of Swords, to actually be in command, but actually be, put on her big girl pants and like actually do the thing. And she's just following that up. Sorry, just looking at all the cards here and thinking about it. She's following this energy, this Page of Cups energy, where she's ready to be more mature now and really be responsible for herself and be accountable for her actions, and understand that the way that Divine Masculine reacts to her is really dependent upon how she reacts to him, and that there's this back and forth energy. And she's using this Queen of Swords energy right now because she doesn't know this truth completely from the Divine Masculine, right? This Page of Cups that's in reverse, this is also about this true love of hers not being here yet. So she's not exactly sure who this individual is entirely. She has a specific idea in mind who she's been releasing this attachment, but she's trying to maintain this level-headed thing because she knows that the moment she identifies this individual specifically and gets attached to that one specific individual, she runs right back into the place where she is like her Ten of Pentacles is elusive again. So she's trying to maintain this Queen of Swords energy without truly knowing, without having complete clarity exactly about how things are going to unfold, who exactly they're going to unfold with. Even if she has hopes for a specific person, that's fine. It doesn't, you can have hopes and have someone in mind and live in a space where you're welcoming that energy, but also embrace the idea that, it really could be any energy at all, and just staying open to that, because it's closing that door that blocked her from having what she wanted before. So she needs to remain open-hearted. And she's using the Queen of Swords energy to come to this clarity in her own consciousness, that she must be comfortable with this, not quite knowing the truth, not quite yet seeing this new idea, but just holding down that fort in her mind against any fears or anxieties she might have. And then what comes up next is so beautiful, because it is the devil, and it is in reverse, and it is clarifying the 10 of Pentacles, and it is exactly what I'm saying. As she's releasing the attachment and the codependencies, the obsession, the infatuation, the things that kind of permeated this relationship that she has intended to have, that and wanted to be healthy and loving, and kind of made it a little bit toxic and not super healthy, she's seeing these energies, she's releasing it. She's not at the mercy of these addictions. She's realizing that her addiction to the divine masculine was also about her not giving things to herself. Like if she kept checking to see if he messaged her, or, over analyzing every single thing that he does or says or posts or whatever, it's because she kept trying to confirm for herself, either she needed attention, she needed security, she needed to be seen. There was all this whole process that was motivating her to try to get this cup filled from the divine masculine's interactions with herself. That was the codependent behavior. They were both engaging in that behavior, and they were both really immersed in their addictive and old habits. But she's released this, which is really what has allowed her to feel happy right now as things are, without any significant change. That's the other aspect here that's here too. Because she's released the attachment to a specific outcome, she has the 10 of Pentacles right now. She realizes she couldn't really be happier than she is in this moment in some ways, because she's right now, without having the thing that she wants, she feels the fullness of the thing that she wants. And because of that, she can have it. And then the final card is the Moon in reverse. She's released these fears and anxieties in regards to whether or not she's ever going to see this Page of Cups. She knows she is. She's coming out of that 5D energy, that energy of the dream space, fantasy. She's gone within and looked at these limiting beliefs that have prevented her from opening her heart to receive love. She's done with an energy of not being open, of closing her heart off because she doesn't know who or when or what or why. She's no longer in this place where that controls her. That's why the niggling feeling is victory. And this 5D energy that she's existed in can now become 3D energy. Let's see her heart space. Top of the deck, overall feeling in her heart space, not surprised to see the Page of Wands. She's extremely excited at the moment. There's an excitement here. There's an anticipation of something new. There's a kind of like a teasing communication that's coming from within, coming from without, because it's matching the one that's coming from within, where that divine masculine energy within inside of herself is finally starting to be seen and heard and believed. And she's excited, and so is that divine masculine energy, because that means that they can really start to work together. Now the things that are being said and done, they can have some kind of an impetus. They're moving in the same direction, and she feels that energy happening. And it's not necessarily about the union either. It's really about the energy that this new place that they have come to, which has come from a separation, they have come into this place where now they are renewing themselves, and they are excited about what the future holds, because the niggling thing in the divine feminine's heart space again is victory, because she's finally seeing these connections between her thoughts, her feelings, the things that happen to her, the people that she experiences, the back and forth energy, the mirroring, because she's finally really come to embrace that she is playing this active role in her ability to have the thing that she wants by her grasping, by her needing to control, by her lack of faith, that is what is really keeping her from what she needs. Her victory is over that attachment. And when you achieve a state of non-attachment, you're free. And it's 8:44, and I just got a message from Kylie at 8:44. Kylie, if you're watching this later, you will die. Okay, anyway, the first thing in her heart space is the Seven of Cups, and it is clarifying the Queen of Swords. This is why she must be a Queen of Swords right now. For some reason, I can't pick the card up. There we go. She must be this Queen of Swords right now because she needs to rely on all of her intellect to be able to make the right choice for herself. She's also in a place where she's not entirely understanding all of the messages and signs she's getting, so she's feeling a little bit of confusion. Again, really relying on the calm, level-headed energy of Queen of Swords to navigate these feelings. The Queen of Swords has conquered her emotions. If this was the Queen of Cups, we would see someone who is in command of her emotions. But in this regard, this is someone who's conquered it. She's not letting any of these overwhelming feelings conquer her. She's conquered them. So that's the energy there. But Divine Feminine's still kind of confused. She's like, I think I know what's going on, but I'm not really sure. And I'm psychic, so I'm surprised that I'm this muddled, but I think because my ego's involved, I can't really see exactly what I need to see, so I'm feeling confusion. She might be seeking out readings from others. She might be watching just readings in general like this, but there's definitely a sense here that she's feeling a little bit uncertain about all the options that are presenting themselves to her right now. And all of the things and ideas that she could do and run with and go with, she's not exactly sure. And that Queen of Swords is helping her navigate those feelings. And then we have the King of Swords in reverse. And it's clarifying the Ten of Pentacles. So this is her confusion. She's really unsure because this King of Swords, this man of integrity, this man of, he's just chivalrous, honorable, upright, whatever. He's in his shadow traits. He's pretty icy. He's been pretty icy and pretty aloof. He's releasing this energy, though, which is making her happy. He's coming out of this energy. And the confusion is because she was trying to be careful of not being attached. The King of Swords that she had been associating with a specific king or a specific energy, she's a little bit, her confusion is like, wait, this is actually one of my options. For real? And this person coming out of this icy cold aloofness that has been very difficult for her to navigate. And instead of being this Page of Cups, this immature and naive lover, we have the King of Pentacles, who has learned his lessons, and he is a man of the world, and he has a foundation, and he is abundant, and he's a provider and a protector, and he's a specific manifestation, and he's no longer presenting in this energy of awkwardness or youthfulness or childish behavior at all. He's presenting in the 3D in some way as a real solid and real fully realized presence. The Six of Cups, the reunion, clarifying this Ace of Swords rather, in reverse. So we have the nostalgia. We have like this. So the Six of Cups, we're basking sort of in our memories. It's a card about the past. It's a card about perceiving the past in its fullness, both in its light and in its dark. and then finding it good. And this is really the idea that the divine feminine has needed clarity on. She's been, of course, releasing specific attachment, which has included attachments to past energy. But there is this specific king who has become an option, or who is an option, or who she desires to be an option, who she wants to reunite with, who she seeks to be in physical union with. And her heart is feeling this, again, this victory energy. We've got six of wands twice, and now we have the 6 of cups. That's 666 energy. That's, a big shift and a big change. Followed by the devil card too. It's crazy energy today. All right, which 1 and 5 is 6 and whatever. Anyway, so we've got her expecting, I think, this King of Pentacles back and reunite and reveal some of this truth that has been hidden, because he's coming out of his icy, aloof energy. He's being very warm. She's seeing him again in ways she wasn't seeing him before. I can't believe this fucking reading as these cards are coming out one by one. The Devil in reverse, which was clarifying the 10 of Pentacles, the happiness. So releasing attachment, releasing codependent relationships, etc., results in the end of this painful separation, because there's the 10. There's been a lot of pain and a lot of wounds inflicted. We know that. And there's also some information here about what has kept divine masculine in his aloof energy. And it has been processing and healing the wounds, having feelings of betrayal, having fears of betrayal, having been hurt in the past, because we have that 6 of cups. And this is true for divine feminine too, right? This is divine feminine's energy. She's just seeing her energy in that divine masculine that's in her life, but it's her own energy. So that past that caused pain, that they were attached to, that she's releasing, etc. She's releasing all of this pain, releasing the suffering, releasing these trauma bonds, whatever you want to call them, coming out of this 5D energy and into the 2 of Cups energy. Here, physical union, together, breaking bread, sharing their cups, chit-chatting about how things are going, and getting some kind of an idea about how to go forward in this new energy that follows that 10, because we've got the 10 of Pentacles and we've got the 10 of Swords. Okay, that's divine feminine. Divine masculine. Top of the deck, overall headspace for divine masculine. And we're looking at the Cosmic Tarot here. Imagery is kind of interesting and reminds me of that really great, I think it's originally a Czech animation, but then it was overdubbed in French. So I've seen it with like French overdubs, but Fantastic Planet, which has like the most fantastic soundtrack ever and is great. Anyway, these cards remind me of that, or this image reminds me of that movie. Judgment. So Judgment Day. Judgment Day is a scary day. It's very frightening because you have to go and face your maker and ask for atonement. But it's a beautiful day because you will receive atonement, you will receive forgiveness in your sincerity, and you will then be cleansed. You will be reborn and you'll be like new again. So divine masculine is afraid, but also anticipating salvation and rebirth. So he's consumed by this. This is the forefront of his mind. This is the thing he's thinking about. And I think he's really thinking about also the judgment of others, of what others will think, and about divine feminine's judgment of him for thinking about that. The niggling thing in his mind, in the back of his mind, is this Prince of Pentacles energy, Knight of Pentacles, super slow moving, slow and steady, but plodding forward methodically. Not taking a whole lot of risk here in this energy, but has a very solid offer. And he's thinking, I think the judgment that he's thinking about in terms of wondering what he'll be judged about is how long it took him to do this. He's judging himself for how long it took him to do this. And so he's worried, concerned about divine feminine being like, really? Really? And him being like, yeah, sorry. That's what he's thinking. All right. First thing on his mind is in union with divine feminine. And all the cards are falling. What is happening? Uh-oh. Wait, that's a problem because I don't know what order these cards were in. Also, I don't know if that was actually up or down before. All right, I'm putting them back like this. I don't know. Well, those changed. Weird. Okay. Princess of Wands energy is the first thing on his mind, which is in union with divine feminines. Page of Wands, because it's the same energy. The Cosmic Tarot just uses princesses instead of page, but same kind of idea. We've got youthful excitement, super excited. They're both excited. They're in union. They are. There's this feeling of newness. There's this feeling of potential. And he can feel divine feminine's excitement, and he's happy because he wanted that. So he's definitely in union with her about this, and he's also starting to make these, minor, small kind of communications. He's got this solid offer behind them, so they're starting to have some more significance now, but they're still just sort of tentative. The next thing on his mind, though, is bada bing, bada boom. We've got the Tower shifting everything. And this is not a tower of negative energy. This is a tower of change and rebirth and moving, like maybe moving from where you lived, moving to a new place, changing career, changing. There could be all kinds of things associated with this, but there's been a big shift, a big change, and he's actually excited about it. He's excited to tear down this old energy and rebuild something new, because he's coming from a place now where he's no longer in this Eight of Swords energy of protecting himself from the thing that he wants, which is the divine feminine. So he's not doing that anymore, and he's really excited to be able to actually rebuild this tower and just tear down the old thing that was there. Because the sabotage that he is engaged in has made this Ten of Pentacles elusive for him. And here we see this mirroring where divine feminine, as this divine masculine, has started to make these minor communications and show signs of excitement towards this Ten of Pentacles. He's releasing that aloofness, that icy aloofness. So we're seeing that perfect match there for divine feminine, where he is starting to ground this Ten of Pentacles here, but he's releasing, in the same way divine feminine is working on releasing her attachment, he's also doing the same thing. He's also trying to maintain his excitement, but not be fixated on a specific outcome either, because he knows that has caused issues for him in the past. So he's going cautiously. That's why he's only making these minor gestures so far. He wants to go all in, but he's just being a little bit cautious, just like divine feminine is approaching with that level-headed Queen of Swords energy, which I forgot to point out, by the way, was the match for the King of Swords. We had the King and Queen of Swords there in her spread for that match between the two of them. The next thing on divine masculine's mind is this Eight of Pentacles. So he is working really hard right now on something, his craft maybe, but there's also a reason why I was associating this Tower moment with maybe a potential career change, because It could just be that he's been doing this one thing for a long time and he's ready to just shake it up entirely and do something completely new. And that Princess of Wands energy, Page of Wands energy kind of supports that, where it's like, I've been doing this old thing for a long time and it's held me back and it's put me into this position where I've consistently been sabotaging or protecting myself from what it is that I desire, from my true happiness. And so really, in order to go forward, I need to make this really drastic change in my life. I need to stop protecting myself from this divine feminine and really take action. And then we're seeing this King of Wands energy in its reversal, but it's not about him being angry, although I do think he is being a little bit angry at himself for having done this for so long, because we're seeing that judgment of the Knight of Pentacles. So I do think he's a little bit like, are you fucking stupid? Why the fuck did you take this long? Like, Jesus. Like, there is a little bit of that, but it's mild. And he's trying to release the judgment in regards to that and understand that the reasons really did have to do with protecting himself, protecting divine feminine, and really healing these inner wounds so that when they come together, they will really have a real shot at something significant and long-term, and which is what he truly desires. So there is a little self-critical thinking going on, but it is not overwhelming. It's not terrible. And the other thing we see him doing is he's really this is a sexual energy that is difficult to contain because it's very young. And so he's really trying to contain the sexual energy that is in the air, because he's worried about that potentially sabotaging him as well. He wants us to really be about more than that, so the divine feminine doesn't have any doubt in her mind that he's this Knight of Pentacles, like, and he's just trying to stop. He's trying not to be too passionate because he doesn't want to fuck anything up. In his heart space, Four of Swords in reverse, breaking the silence. His heart is like, it is time to break the silence and speak and tell divine feminine exactly how you feel. The songs that came up today, which I didn't get to put because when I recorded them, I accidentally recorded them at like normal speed. And I just didn't feel like editing it. So I was like, whatever, I'm not doing it again. Or like editing it into time lapse. But regardless, they should just make a button for that. Like, why is that on a button? But the songs that came up today are it's the song You Are by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five from the album The Message. And it's, you've been so good to me and you're very, very wonderful, lovely, and beautiful to me. The start of life is what I'm after. What does it take to capture all the things? Because you're very, very wonderful. Yes, you are. Lovely and beautiful to me. To me, yeah. Yes, you're very wonderful, etc. So he's definitely wanting to tell divine feminine these things and break the silence. The next song that came up was Mateus Passion 244 from Bach, I believe. And it was like a vocal piece, like a kind of an opera type of a thing. And that was during Divine Feminine's shuffle. And so it was like, it had an interesting kind of royal sound to it. But also this, like, where she wasn't wanting to reveal too much. It was passionate, but not wanting to reveal that much. And then the song Cry Baby came on at the end, but I was already kind of done shuffling. So, and that song is by Cage the Elephant. It's a dope song though. And it was just sort of like, you're wasting your time. Like, just let's not be sad. Let's just like go do this thing. We're wasting so much time. So anyway, that was the songs, and we have him ready to break this silence, to come out of this time where he's been paused and quiet and not doing anything and just kind of praying and healing. And he's coming out of this grief energy as well. So I actually think I shifted these into the wrong. I did. Okay. I accidentally flipped them. So then the niggling thing in the back of his heart space is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So this is what he is feeling is very important to break the silence about. Why he couldn't reciprocate for so long, because this is clarifying this Knight of Pentacles, and this is also the Judgment, right? So Judgment, breaking his silence, asking for forgiveness in regards to why it took him so long to reciprocate the way that is really divine feminine is worthy of. He's known that she's worthy of a much more direct reciprocation, and he's been unable to do this for all the reasons, right? So it's time to break his silence in regards to this, and it's time to Three of Cups party. But I'm going to read the reversals on all of these because of the weird thing of the deck falling and them being upright and now they're reversed, and I don't know exactly, but I think I put them back correctly. But just in case, I'm going to read all of the reversals. So Three of Cups, reunion, party time, excited about it. Let's go. Awesome. Love that. In its reversal, there is this potential here where it is he has, because we're looking at what he wants to be able to tell divine feminine about why he can't reciprocate. There was a third party energy, and that is really what has caused him to have to suppress this excitement that he's had and make these small communications. So there is now his ability, as he shifted out of this energy where this third party energy that he allowed to be sort of an obstacle that kind of gave him the time he needed to heal or whatever, and that grief, he's coming out of that time. So he can now celebrate, and he's very excited about it. Now, this is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, but this reversal is also interesting. So let's read it upright first. Upright, we've got patience, understanding that he's had to tear the tower down in order to rebuild it again, having planted the seeds to be able to have this move or do this drastic change for the two of them, or make this move, like make a move, or however you want to look at the message that you're getting there, whatever resonates with you. But in its reversal, we're seeing this impatience and this readiness to just go for it and be able to rebuild the tower, having torn down what didn't serve him, being excited to do that, and now rebuild, and being a bit impatient to start rebuilding this new life together that he wants to have. Eight of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Wands. Upright, we're looking at... in its reverse, we're looking at he's done his healing. He's persevered and he's healed the wounds that he was self-inflicting and when he was engaging in this Eight of Swords behavior. If we are looking at it upright, we are seeing him in a time where he's still doing these healing of these wounds, and he's still in this time of protection and not quite ready to shift out of this energy quite yet until he's fully healed. So take what resonates. Either way, there is an acknowledgement here that the wounds are self-inflicted, and that the desire to persevere and to heal so that he can come into his power is it applies either way. And this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Interestingly, if this King of Pentacles was originally upright, we're seeing he feels worthy of being able to finally bring about this happiness. If it was in its reverse, which it might have been, we're seeing that the reason he hasn't been able to quite bring in this happiness is that he's been shifting into his King of Pentacles energy. And the reason I think we saw this weirdness with the cards, this shifting with the cards of being like, is it upright? Is it in reverse? Is because it is actually right now at this moment that we're speaking in the process of shifting. And so we can go through and shift all the cards the way that they should be. Next up, Knight of Pentacles. There is the union. Slow, steady progress towards divine feminine, right? And working hard, because this is clarifying, working hard, doing all the work that he needed to do to build himself up to that King of Pentacles energy so that he could feel worthiness, masculine worth energy in regards to the divine feminine. If this was in its reverse, he is ready now. He's done that work. He's ready to start moving and come out of this niggling feeling of the slow moving energy. And then finally, the 10 of Swords, mirroring divine feminine. It is in reverse, and we are seeing its reversal clarifying the King of Wands. So the end of painful separation is here. It's imminent. It is happening. That's the energy of that card. Kind of whether it's upright or in its reversal. That's usually how I read it. Sometimes in its reversal, it can imply a resistance to or a pronounced ending. But in this case, I feel the energy is sort of the same. It's really this King of Wands desire to communicate, to bring about an end of separation. And he must do so in order for that to happen. That's the message of that, whether it's upright or in its reverse. So if we shift this energy that's shifting for him, excited to come into union. Third party energy, no longer keeping him from doing that. Build the tower. It's time to go. Ready to pop. Like, let's go. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. 9 of Wands, all done healing. Ready to go. Not protecting myself anymore. Have worked on those wounds. 10 of Pentacles and King of Pentacles in reverse. Feeling the full power that this King of Pentacles, who, by the way, is in union with divine feminine over here, feeling his full power so that he can actually come in with this solid offer that he has available to bring to this queen. And he must remember that the offer is not about the material world. It is about himself. All he has to bring is himself in his fulfillment with his own cup filled. That is the only offer divine feminine needs. It does not matter what kind of job. It does not matter what kind of car. It does not matter what. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If he can embrace that, he can shift into that King of Pentacles energy and know that his worth is not determined by his material, outward, external validation. This Knight of Pentacles, shifting it into its reversal. So he is moving at top speed, heading towards that divine feminine, working to be able to finally take this action, communicate, and end separation. Go do it, divine masculine. All right, divine feminine. Let's look at your oracles. You are in the light attributes of the student energy, which is a humility and devotion to knowledge and an openness to lifelong learning. So you are absolutely willing to continue this journey for a lifetime, to be able to be in a relationship where you're constantly learning, expanding, and growing. You're really in the mind right now of being able to do that with humility and devotion to just learning about yourself, learning about your divine masculine, learning how to love. You're also right now in the light attributes of the Fool energy, which is fearlessly revealing emotion and helping others to laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. So you are in this new energy where you can just kind of be anything, and that openness that you have in your heart space is really serving you in this. And you're fearlessly expressing your emotions. You're not afraid now that if you say or do the wrong thing that somehow divine masculine is just not going to love you. You're just like, he loves me and I can't get it wrong. And if I was quote unquote getting it wrong, that would mean that we weren't really matched. So she's just really definitely fearless right now about just being herself, saying what she feels, expressing that she loves him, not being afraid anymore. Mother Teresa, Saint Mother Teresa is here to help you in your activism energy. And this is really where you're being an activist for yourself, you're taking action. Mother Teresa, she would go to the lowliest person at the bottommost rung of the ladder and who was suffering and repellent to others. And she would minister and she would touch them, whether they had a disease she could catch or not. She would give compassion and kindness and love to the lowliest person that everyone else avoided and wouldn't go near. She had a devotion to humanity that was fearless. And that is her activism. That is what she really did. She sought to uplift the poor and without judgment. And so she's a very powerful guardian to have with you now as you're learning to love. Mother Teresa and Mother Mary energy. So you're very much with this, radiating this divine feminine energy and attracting this divine feminine energy to you. You're protected, you're safe, you're nurtured, you're engaging in this nurturing and loving behavior. And I think you're remembering this, because I don't feel when I look at this card that this is like you don't know this. I think you're remembering my life is supposed to be fun. Like I'm supposed to enjoy this. Be easy about all of this. Life is supposed to be fun, you know. It is Abraham's powerful desire that you return to your state of self-appreciation. We want you to feel love for your life, for the people of your world, and most of all for yourself. There is great love here for you. So I actually don't feel that this is a message about warning you that that you're not in a state of self-appreciation. I think you actually are. And I think you're remembering joyfully, you know, life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be like this terrible, dramatic, traumatic story all the time. Like there's supposed to be light in this, and you're seeing it. You and your loved ones are safe. There's this Cancer energy, which is that nurturing, protective energy too. Very, very much right now, you're so protected. I think because you have that Queen of Swords is the first thing on your mind. And so you're working to protect yourself. And I think there's just a message here. You are protected. You are safe. Continue to remain in your heart space, to continue to remain open. It is good for you to be calm and level-headed and analyze facts so that you don't give in to your fears, etc. But don't forget to be heart-centered and trust that you are safe and protected to do that. And then you are already doing it. Stop overthinking and face your true north. So don't worry that you're doing anything wrong or that you need to do something or that you haven't been doing. Everything you are doing is already doing it. So just continue as you have been. You're really in a good place right now. You're also getting from the Colette Baron Reed deck the Moth Spirit, which is surrender now. Moth Spirit asks, what is guiding you right now? Are you in alignment with spirit or pursuing something or someone with so much tenacity that it has become a compulsion or addiction? Are you so intoxicated by a potential relationship or opportunity that you can't think straight? What do you mean, Spirit? Hard work and dedication are virtues, and love, of course, is a beautiful thing. However, when Moth Spirit appears, it is time to consider if you have gone over the edge in a relentless pursuit. Workaholism, overeating, perfectionism, or addiction to certainty, or even to a person may be your current vice. Addiction to certainty. Ooh, that rings very true. Must be certain, must know the answers. You're here for the reading, so there isn't a desire on your behalf to achieve some kind of a certainty, right? Addiction to certainty. The form of your addiction does not matter so much as awareness of the consequences of remaining persistent when moderation is needed. Let go of your excessive energy by channeling it in more than one direction. The fire burns hot, and you do not want to be engulfed by your passion to the exclusion of all your other pursuits that matter to you. And that actually, Divine Masculine had that awareness with that King of Wands in reverse, that the fire burns hot. He doesn't want to be engulfed by his passion to the exclusion of all of the other pursuits around him, and he's working on that. Now it is time for surrender and radical acceptance so that your drive does not cause you to flee or to fight. You have to go carefully, right? You're in your Queen of Swords energy, which kind of puts you in that place where you could be defensive and be ready to, like, step into a protective stance and fight if you have to. Spirit wants you to release your need for certainty and control so that you can relax into a more balanced way of using your moth spirit energy. Banish the shoulds and musts so that you can enjoy what is as you allow for what might be. That is brilliant advice. That is why we read these cards. Okay. Divine Masculine, where are you? You are in the light attributes of the alchemist, which is a transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So you are really doing it. You are working on releasing the attachment to that material manifestation, the base motives that implies, including just that sex energy, which doesn't have its fulfillment and commitment, all those aspects and things that are potentially keeping you from the wisdom, the truth that is your own union, that is not associated with a specific manifestation of the divine feminine, etc. You're working on that. You are in the shadow attributes right now of the pioneer, which usually are in the light. So you are right now working on releasing a compulsive need to keep moving on. There's this feeling in you because when you get close to what it is that you desire, you really start to question your worthiness. And that questioning process makes you want to keep moving on away from the thing that you desire because you're afraid if you get it, you can't have it, you can't keep it, it's not really meant for you. There's all kinds of reasons why you might do that. So you're fighting against this urge right now to just keep moving on when what it really is that you want is to come and be solid in that Knight of Pentacles energy to become that king and stay. And you need to call back that passion and for doing and creating what has not been done before. So in the past, you have just moved on, even when your happiness has been very obvious to you. You have been like, I might be wrong about this. And you just keep pushing. And you're turning away, sabotaging, protecting yourself, etc. And right now your message is don't allow that to happen. Maintain this passion that you have and do what you haven't done before. Wow. Heaven is watching over you again. I don't know. I think this is 5 days. Wow. In your side, maybe it's only 3 or 4. I don't know, but I'm feeling like shocked that I'm seeing this again. You really, Divine Masculine, you missed out on this mothering energy in some way. There's some part of you that really, part of your inner child wound is this right here, being cherished, being precious, and being protected. And you have to get this message that this comes from heaven, that you do get this mothering energy. Divine Feminine had Mother Mary, she had Mother Teresa. There's this divine feminine energy within you and around you, and it is always with you, watching over you. You've always been safe and protected like that. And then Saint Padre Pio is here with an emphasis on healing. But it's interesting because with that Nine of Wands in reverse and Saint Padre Pio's card in reverse, we have a message of like, you have done it, Divine Masculine. You have really been healing this feeling that you are not safe and that you are not being watched over. You are healing this. And that is what's helping you. Remember, my slightest improvement is of the greatest value. There's tremendous value when you're able to deliberately cause even the slightest improvement in the way you feel. For even in that small emotional improvement, you may have regained a measure of control. You no longer feel powerless. And so your trek back up the emotional scale is now not only possible, but it is relatively easy. So, if you're feeling slightly better, Divine Masculine, if you're making the slightest communications, if you're feeling the slightest amount of excitement, it will help you build right back up to that place where you want to be. Have faith in your dreams. Have faith that you get to have the dreams that you have put out there. You do. And then this message, you actually get a little on the frequent side, and that is don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So there's still some way, Divine Masculine. We saw the external validation aspects in the reading on your side. There's still some part of you that is really concerned about perceptions and judgments from outside. And you really want to not allow that to cause you to dim your light. And now you are getting the message of Starfish Spirit, which is open to infinite possibility. Stretched out on the beach, the starfish opens fully to the rays of the sun, to the power of potential. As you look outward toward the horizon, do you open up to infinite possibility? Spirit is the source of opportunities beyond your wildest imagination and ensures endless possibilities are available. At this time, Starfish Spirit urges you to stretch past the limits of your everyday perception and comfort zone, to dream of bigger things, and imagine with even greater hope and faith, for miraculous potential is shining down on you. Feel it, bask in it, and open yourself to be filled with inspiration. This is a very fortunate sign that Starfish Spirit has come to remind you of your infinite potential. So you're getting a lot of encouragement today, Divine Masculine, to really open up to your potential. It's a very strong message from this reading for sure. All right, let's look at the bottom of the deck for the Divine Couple. We have Spirit is telling the both of you to come out of the shadow attributes of poet energy, which is turning a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect, and to come into the light, which expresses soul insights in symbolic language. It's a very interesting message for me personally. So yes, you both need to step into the light of the poet energy. No more using the lyrics to negative or destructive effects, but instead express these insights from your soul in symbolic language. Saint Bernadette is here to help you speak your truth. Now, Divine Feminine, you got fearlessly express your emotions and express soul insights in symbolic language. I would say go do that and speak your truth in that process. This is for the both of you. It used to be only Divine Masculine would get this, but you're getting it today. Why is it taking me so long? The only reason you have not already received what you desire is because you are holding yourself in a vibrational pattern that does not match the vibration of your desire. That's it. That's it. That's so annoying, but that's it. So, you got to start holding yourself in the vibrational pattern of what you desire. And for that, adjustments are required. You do need to make some adjustments to be able to do that. If you have fear, if you have doubt, if you have anxiety, it is not in the vibration of the thing that you want. So it's no big deal. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to like think it to death. Just observe it. Say, oh, that's interesting. And then as you've observed that doubt or fear, when it's not triggering you so much, take a second, pick it apart, look for its essence. What am I afraid of? What am I afraid I'm not getting? What am I afraid of? And then be like, is that true? How do I know it's true? If it's true, what does it mean? If it's not true, what does it mean? Which story do I like better? Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. Boom, shifted my vibration, right? Just make those adjustments so that you can do this. I just have this feeling of like, it shouldn't be so hard. Like, why is it taking so long? It shouldn't be so hard. It's really not that long. It's really not that long. It's not. This is lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. And this is like a second. This is like a fruit fly of a second. So chill out. Wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. Wolf spirit leads you deep into the enchanted forest that holds the secrets to your life. Can you sense her beckoning you to follow, asking you to take all you have learned and all you are learning and make it yours? Can you integrate it all into your body, mind, and spirit? Whatever lessons you learned along the way, do not leave them unexamined. Be loyal to your dreams, to your soul, and to turning knowledge into wisdom and experience into magic. You are the one you have been waiting for. Be still and know that the sound of your heart beats in harmony with the whole world. The appearance of wolf spirit is an auspicious omen that says you are truly in alignment with your destiny. Whew! Okay, great. We're in alignment with our destiny. Love that for us. This has been a really beautiful reading. We're going to close with the goddess Etain, if that is how you pronounce your name. If I pronounce a goddess name incorrectly and you know how to pronounce it, please tell me because I like to learn these things. And I don't like to mispronounce things. And I try not to Trebek everything. Rest in peace. But like also I do that because I'm an elitist. Sorry about it. All right. So we close our readings with a goddess from different cultures every day because we want to balance the divine feminine in our culture. We've worshipped the divine masculine and God energy in an imbalance to the divine feminine in many of our traditional practices and beliefs that we have. So I think there's a call to balance divine feminine. So it doesn't matter what your gender is. This is a practice for you to balance the energy inside of yourself that has been suppressed and oppressed, etc. Put 2 hands over your heart for 15 minutes. Repeat the mantra, my heart is the heart of the goddess. You can use any divine feminine energy that you want to focus on, Mary or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just that you are tapping into the feminine aspects of that nurturing source energy. If you'd like to introduce a new goddess that you don't know or aren't familiar with, here is Etain. Her name literally means shining one. She was a Celtic moon goddess, the second wife of Midir, king of the underworld. Midir's first wife, Fuanmach, was jealous of Etain and turned her into a fly. I said fruit fly today too. Interesting. Go look up that symbolism. Falling into a glass of wine, Etain drowned. She was reborn and married Eochaid, a fertility god. Midir challenged Eochaid to a game of chess. The result was that Etain must spend half the year underground and half on earth. Etain is especially a symbol of fertility, of the vitality and life of all growing things, a goddess familiar with both life and death. She teaches that wherever we are, on earth or in the depths of the underworld, we too can be shining. The end. I hope you have a beautiful day today. And I've got a little bit of a busy day. I just have to teach in an hour, and then I have another live reading today with Grace Strega on Instagram every Sunday. Last Sunday we had some technical difficulties, but this week we are back 12 p.m. Pacific Coast time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we do check into the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. Again, we pull 3 cards, head and heart, for each energy, and we swap each week. and it's fun. And then at the end, if you have some questions you want to ask, we'll answer a few questions we have time for. And you can get an actual personal question answered live on Instagram. So if you're interested in that, go do that. All the results for the playlist are in for the lovers card. I will be putting all of those songs into a master playlist that I can shuffle. And then I will shuffle from that this week, and whoever wins will get a free reading from me, Pearl. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I will see you here tomorrow on Tuned in Tarot. Have a glorious day.